So the other thing, just in terms of making it easier, is you guys have you have a vast treasure trove of media assets. Vast treasure trove of media assets. If you guys could identify some subset of those that are just packaged in such a way where you can pick this picture, get that video, get this soundbite, and then you put it into your own thing, that would be amazing.
So much work to get that.
It's so much work to pull those assets out. Yeah, and I mean, I was even asking questions when I first started on the list. You remember? Who do I cite? What do I do? What's the right way to use this asset? Am I allowed to use this asset?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's out there.
One of the things my group hosted a traveling Smithsonian exhibition a couple of years ago, and maybe just contacting a group like that that's used to sending out like complete with media kits. We had images and like all the image information and poster things, and it was really easy to navigate on top of it because it was all neatly laid out, and you didn't have an excess of stuff, and you didn't have. They had just done a really good job.
Build your own media kit.
Well, it was not even
was a
build your-
franchise kit.
It was already done.
Franchise
It was
kit.
like it was
And-
sort of like here you get your
Yeah.
thing in a box basically like
And it
here's
was
your-
everything in storybooks that came in a box, and you just put everything back in the box and shipped it on someone's place. So like literally just connecting with them maybe as like a tool.
I mean, for us, it's a question of resources. It really is. I mean, like you guys,
But for us, it might be worth it. I mean, I don't know.
No, I don't think it can cost money. I think that if you connect with the Smithsonian and you say that we're a significant group, and you heard that you run a really great exhibition tour called it's the Museums on Main Street Homes.
okay.
I think that they might just be able to fill this up to you because there are these sorts of people too when they love something. Okay. Granted, they're super busy, but I think that if you like hopped on at the right time of the year.
Confused again now.
All right. I think
What?
we should.
You would ask them for specific, for their media kit.
Well, maybe that you've heard that they do a really good traveling exhibition.
That'll be a good example to look at.
Yeah, and the way of structuring like the sharing of that information and the media kits and all of the physical stuff. Like right now, because also what we're dealing with is all like changes in technology, Google Drive, Google Hangouts, all these things, and email lists transitioning into live chats and things. Simplifying it. That's actually what I'm having the hardest time with, is going through the Dropbox plus all of the 18 million emails
I agree.
and all these other
It's been overload for us.
It's a lot. It's
Thing that I was kind of I'm great at this, just establishing my own for the things I know that I need to get done. But I don't know the things I don't need to get done, or the things that are going to bite me. That's the task list I want.
Yeah. So
That full overview.
Yeah.
I'm actually hearing an interesting kind of yin and yang because, like, I'm on the end of the spectrum of everybody put their stuff in one place and then everybody can pick out what they want. And I'm hearing over here, no, I really want something very curated, something very much set out so that I can follow a pattern and then maybe customize it. And those are, but maybe you can do both. Maybe you can set up a working group of us to curate, to take all that in and then curate it. You know.
In my experience, it was the maker manual or the volunteer manual that we got from the. We literally sat down as a big group on the planning committee, and we just went through each line item and we discussed everything and we talked about it. So I think the more
playbook.
the playbook,
Yeah.
that's the one.
Yeah.
It was so huge.
And the more that's
so that
in
would
there-
take like 30 meetings.
Well, I didn't say play. We didn't go through the playbook altogether.
Okay.
We read that individually, but the maker manual really helped to kind of discuss all of that as a group, and we were all on the same page as a result of it. And so the more you could put in that maker manual, and the more there were things that didn't apply to us, so we would just cut those out.
Yeah.
And we would just tailor it to our own style.
But the maker manual doesn't hit on things like branding and sponsorship.
Sure, and that could be in other documents.
Yeah, right.
But that type of collaboration where we all sit down as a meeting, as a group.
But I think what I'm hearing is that there's, for example, you mentioned the workflow, you through everything here, but what I'm hearing is from this end is more, once I have organized fair, these are the 40 templates that I would have filled out, no matter when and how in the process. This is what I think. But it's more like a checklist. It's not like you need to do this first or you have to organize it like this. It's more like to just see, once it's done, these are kind of the things you would have possibly completed, and then some are not applicable to you. You just take them off the list. And I think the plan does it to a certain degree, but it's not complete, as you said. There are certain
And
things
it's not
in it.
succinct either.
Yes.
I mean, if you get into those subjects, it does cover things, but it's not in a format. I mean, again, some people love it and read it, print it down and read it. I mean, when I did a poll to see if it should be digital or print, you couldn't believe it. It was like everybody, there was no consensus because people work in very different ways and use things in very different ways. And my sense is I can't satisfy
I
everybody's
find that's
needs.
important to keep cold,
Yeah.
reduce the amount of knowledge, but not that long, because now it's in the playbook, everything is there, that's the Bible, but you don't have to read everything.
But there are people that
probably be trimmed to half,
Yeah.
yes, because there is a lot of repetition and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then you have these 3 pages that says when you should do what at
Yeah.
class. That was really helpful for me.
Yeah.
And that's almost all I needed.
And we're breaking out pieces of it for our teams, right? So because we've just discovered nobody reads the whole thing.
yeah.
Nobody reads the whole thing. So what we do is like, okay, well, you guys are the ops teams. Here's your section,
Yeah.
right?
No, but
We're
we have
responsible for this section.
Right.
What we have done is we have not organized a maker fair, but we've organized actually a science festival with an outsourced supplier as an event agency. We were not sure if we use them again, etc. So we also thought a lot about how do we structure this, like creating also something like a playbook. And we also discovered it's kind of you not get there. It's two people do things differently. But what we ended up with is really more what I said. We had really concrete templates for example, for organized school tours. This is how they're registered. This is the circle pattern in which they came, and that was actually helpful also then later on because you just see whether it is applicable or not. You see how it was a filled budget. Every line item is there. You can just even delete the numbers, but you saw okay, it worked for someone exactly like this.
Yeah, I've been
And then
using
you just
East
throw
Bay
stuff away and you do it different the next year, but
Her East Bay stuff. So what you said, yeah, I've been using her East Bay, all of her her East Bay budget. We took that and started jiggering around for ourselves. And we've totally used your East Bay stuff for everything.
But that's all. What's the basis of the playbook? then,
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it needs an update. It's yeah. But anyway, the budget is the budget. I guess the budgets are in their assets list.
They're in there
like that.
somewhere. I don't know. I got them.
Yeah.
A link out to the digital playbook.
That might be
Yeah.
it. I think that is because it's a Google Doc.
Yeah.
Because
We
before
just
we
copied.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's a Google Doc. We copied the Google Doc and then started.
Well, good. I mean, I think this has really been good for us. Are there any other a little bit broad?
So one thing,
Yeah.
and this is more toward the planning than the telling the story. So I don't know if you want to hear this right now, but we're year one event, and most of our planning team are makers. So we're having a hard time with actual planning. They all want to do.
Yeah.
So,
Right. It's so true. Right.
so maybe something to help somebody who really wants to do to focus their energy. I don't know, or helping us focus their energy.
Make signs.
Yeah, it is really hard. That is a really hard thing to overcome.
No, what you said in the last breakout session actually about if you want to be a maker, or if you want to volunteer this year, then next year be a maker and be maker to your friends.
Yeah.
So think of it as this year you learn, next year you do it, and you can maker.
But what I'm seeing very clearly on Maui and with our small maker group is they're makers. They aren't organizers. They haven't been the PTA chairman. I mean, they don't know what it takes, and there's a long list of stuff to do, and they don't know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
Bless their hearts.
And I actually, that's one of the things I have to navigate with applicants, because there are people that they're loving being a maker, and they're like, I want this in my community.
Exactly.
But they have put on some, maybe I would say that the biggest, if there were failures of mini maker fairs, just because.
Well, they're really wanting to do it, and it's good. But and you can do it. They'll pull it off. The first year and get support for the future, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's just a real burn. I'm looking at it as from the I'm helping and looking at it and going, these people don't know what they're getting into, because I know. So I'm building a tool to help them actually, and I'm going to help them, and that tool will help everybody else because I've done this before.
Yeah.
I think
I
you
know.
solved your own problem, actually.
Pardon?
Well, I think you called out the solution, which is you do have to engage that president of the PTA and those other people, right? And so part of that comes back to this: is how do we tell them the story and get them to plug in,
Right.
right? So how do we
The
get
training
them excited
ground is
about
the
it, make it perfect,
PTA,
because
by
they
the
need
way.
their fucking skills.
And the Rotary Club, or the
Right,
people
right.
who can help do that. Yeah. Or the science place, the museum that already has those people, because
Right.
they've already put on stuff. That's huge, but
That-
we don't
that's
have
been
that
huge
in our
for us,
area.
yeah.
We just don't have it.
So, like you looking for like maybe a different thing for each person, and hearing you guys say like you want this specific person, you also have to think that you have to like bring it, and you have to say it over and over again, and you have to say it in different ways.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you just account for the fact that there's going to be like a certain success rate, and there's also going to be a failure rate, and then you just kind of hope for the best. Right?
Well, you hope everybody knows they want it to go. And so on the day of, when things are falling apart, everybody's going to kick in and make it happen no matter what. And it's going to work because there's love in it. That's the PTA model. And that's the first year.